Everybody. My name is Marcia Duran, and I'm your host on this segment of Behind the Curtains. And I'm very happy to have my guest with me today, and her name is Elizabeth Hangan. So I'm hanging with Elizabeth today, and Elizabeth is a great singer. She's a songwriter, and she's a teacher. So I'm going to let Elizabeth tell us a little bit about herself.
Well, I think you just said it all, Marcia. Let's go home.
Well, then you elaborate on
All right, I'll
first.
elaborate on that.
Thank you.
Yes, I grew up here in Southern California. I come from a family of musicians, so music has been part of my life since I was a very little girl. Did the whole singing in school choirs and all kinds of things like that. I have always done music, not always full-time. I did it part-time for a while, worked a regular day job. And then I was fortunate enough to get laid off of my regular day job. I was so happy about that, and was able to go back to school and spend some more time getting on the more technical side of music, the music theory and that sort of thing. And because I always wanted to teach singing, so I'm doing that now. I also learned how to play the bass. So I teach singing at the Folk Music Center in Claremont, and I play bass with a band called Blues and Fries, and then I sing, and I also write music, and I've just recently started recording.
Wow, that's a lot. Now, did you come from a family of musicians?
I did. I came from a family of musicians. My parents were actually an interracial couple that got married in the 1950s, and they were big civil rights activists. So my using music as a message is how I grew up. That music, you would always use music as, when you want to create a message or you want to get something said or done, music was the way to do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So what, your genre of music is what now?
Well, I would say now call it Americana, American roots music, blues, R&B, jazz, rock, children's music, anything, I can't say that I would sing classical because I'm not trained to sing classical, although I would try. If given the challenge, I would definitely try.
Okay.
And I worked with Caribbean bands for a while too. I was very fortunate to meet some great artists from the Caribbean, and I worked with them off and on for probably about 10 or 15 years.
Well, that must have been fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay, so you're from California?
Born and raised, born in Riverside, California, and grew up in the Inland Empire for a while and moved out to the Pomona Valley, and now I live in this area in San Gabriel.
Okay. Okay, so do you have any music out that anybody could?
I do. The two songs that I'm going to do today, one of them is called Lifeline, which is an a cappella song. The other one is called Love is a Complicated Word. And both of those can be found on SoundCloud under Miss E, M-I-S-S-E.
Okay.
That's me, Miss E. So on SoundCloud under Miss E, and it's Love is a Complicated Word and Lifeline.
Okay, great. Elaborate a little more on how you started in the music. I know your parents were musicians. So did you take singing lessons in school, or did you take like an instrument? Did you learn how to play an instrument?
Yes, my parents made me take the obligatory, what do you call it, the, piano, the piano.
Okay.
Yes, my parents made me take the obligatory piano. They made me take the obligatory piano. They made me take the piano lessons, which I hated because I'd been playing by ear for a long time. But of course, you know, they know best, and I'm glad that they did make me take those lessons because I learned how to read music young, and so I always had that strength. Singing was something we always did at home. My father sang for a living. He also sang gospel music, so we sang around the house. Grandparents, uncles, cousins, everybody sang. So I didn't really take formal singing lessons until later, much later. But of course, if you sing in school, they always give you some instruction. So, you know, there was that, piano lessons, guitar lessons, banjo lessons. And the only instrument that I really stuck with outside of singing was the bass.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, thank you so much, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Marsha.
I do want to talk a little bit about the gentleman that's accompanying you.
Yes, Eric Garcia.
Eric Garcia.
Yes.
So he's going to be accompanying you today, and he's quite a good guitar player.
He's a wonderful guitar player, and he's a great friend. We've known each other actually for several years. I actually met, as we were thinking about it, I actually met Eric when I first started playing the bass. And Eric and I met playing down at a place in Lemert Park. And they used to have blues jam sessions there every Monday, and so that's where we met. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for joining
Marsha.
me on Behind the Curtains.
To meet you.
It's a great pleasure to meet you too.
Thank you.
And everybody's going to love your music.
Thank you very much. I very much appreciate it.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Hey everybody, I'm Elizabeth Hangan. Nice to make your acquaintance. The song I'm going to do is called Lifeline, and it's a cappella, meaning no music. And so here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Big old bus going by my window. It moves along. It moves along. Big old bus carries everyday people as they go on their way to start their day. Run in the front, jump out the back. People so happy 'cause the cleaning is done. Big old bus got to be on time. Big old bus is a lifeline. Big old bus is a lifeline. Run in the front, jump out the back. Can't be late, that's a matter of fact. Big old bus got to be on time. Big old bus is a lifeline. Big old bus is a lifeline. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Well, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Big old tree outside my window. See how it sways, dances all day. Bears of fruit for everyday people, sweet taste of love sent from above. Shade in the summer for you and me, and a big old home for the birds and bees. Big old tree, got to stay on time. Big old tree is a lifeline. Big old tree is a lifeline. Shade in the summer for you and me, and a big old home for the birds and bees. Big old tree, got to stay on time. Big old tree is a lifeline. Big old tree is a lifeline. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 doom, doom, doom. Oh, boom, boom. Boom, 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 doom, doom, doom. Big old bus going by my window, north and south, east and west. Big old bus carries everyday people to the ones they love best. Run in the back, jump out the front. People so happy 'cause the day is done. Big old bus got to stay on time. Big old bus is a lifeline. Big old bus is a lifeline. Run in the front, jump out the back. People so happy 'cause the day is done. Big old tree, big old bus, big old life got to stay on time. Big old tree is a lifeline. Big old bus is a lifeline. Doom, doom. Do 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 do. Hello again, still me, Elizabeth, and joining me today is Mr. Eric Garcia on guitar. We're going to do a song called "Love Is a Complicated Word," And I suppose I could tell a whole story about that, but I won't. I think we'll just sing instead. Love is such a complicated word. Love is such a complicated word, but for me, you know, love just means you. It's the first kiss in the morning. It's the last kiss at night. It's the hug up and the rub up on a cold and rainy night. Love is such a complicated word. But for me, you know, love just means you. For some folks, love means money, money and material things. For some folks, love sits on birds' wings and they watch it fly away. Love is such a complicated word. Oh, but for me, darling, you know, love just means you. Yes. For some folks, love has moved mountains, turned a stone heart to clay. Some folks will tell you it's love that drives them insane, but I don't care. I don't care what they say. Darling, I'm gonna love you anyway, because love is such a complicated word. Sometimes you got to love unafraid. Oh, love unafraid. Yes, love is such a complicated word. That means many things. Means many things to people. Love is such a complicated word. That means many, 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 many things. Oh, to many people. But for me, oh, for me, you know, love just means
Tonight I have with me the legendary man himself, Mr. Charles Wright. How you doing, Charles?
I'm great, brother. How you doing?
All right, man. You know, I've had Charles on my radio show once, and as when his book first came out, Up From Where We've Come, and we talked about the book, talked about some of his new music, and I'm gonna tell you, he's got some good music. She Don't Believe in Love, you better get it. But that's a cut right there.
All right.
Charles, so tell us a little bit about Charles Wright.
Well, what do you want to know? I was.
When did you start? How did you start with the Watts Under 3rd Street Rhythm Band?
Well, I actually, I was born in, if you don't mind, in the Mississippi Delta.
Okay.
And as a child, I had to pick cotton and chop cotton. And
Okay.
then we moved to town, and then my mother had visited my sister here in Los Angeles, and she came back, was never happy again
Right.
in Mississippi, so she always threatened my father if he didn't do something about getting out of there, she would take the female children and leave, which she actually eventually ended up doing. But anyway, we followed about 6 months later. I came out here, I had never heard any secular music
Okay.
because my father, his boss had convinced him that all African-based music was the devil's music.
Okay, I've heard that.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I came out here and started going to junior high school. And man, the kids come on the way home from school singing all these songs. And I found out the source, and it was the Honey Hancock radio show.
Old HH.
Yeah. and man, I started listening to it, you know, every chance I got. I couldn't listen to it at home because my parents wouldn't
Right.
tolerate it. And then when I got to high school, the first day I went to high school, there was a group called the Youngsters was singing in the, behind one of the bungalows, acapella doo-wop.
Okay.
4-part harmony. Man, I was so enthralled by that I'd go back and listen to their rehearsal every lunch hour. And eventually I started to feel like I belonged to be a part of that.
Right.
Then I heard a man named Jesse Belvin.
Jesse Belvin.
He had the most beautiful voice I ever heard.
Yes, he did.
And he had a record out called One Little Blessings. I heard that on the radio, so I went to the phone book and I looked up Belvin. He was the only Belvin in Los Angeles. I called him up. I said, Mr. Belvin. I said, you sing, you're so pretty, man. I like the way you sing. And I want to sing, I want to sound just like you. He gave me the best advice anybody ever gave me.
What was that?
He said, get your own style, boy, and leave mine the F alone.
Jesse Belvin.
Jesse Belvin.
Yeah.
But he was nice enough after that, to take me under his wing and teach me the business. And within a year's time, I made my first hit record.
Okay. And what was that?
Called Eternally
Okay.
by the Twilighters. It's still popular in East LA. And after that, he put me in a group called The Shields. They had a huge record called You Cheated.
Okay.
And it went to number 12 pop in America. And after that, I got involved with another group called the Galahads, and then we had a run-in with Alan Freed, who was trying to take payola out on us or something.
Right.
Kickbacks, anyway. So anyway, after that, that group, Alan Freed turned against that group, so the guy on the record company asked me to get away from the guys and to become his A&R director for the record company. Hell, I never thought of doing anything with singing doo-wop, but I gave it some thought, and I became his A&R director. He was in a slump. He had a lot of hits with all kind of people, Richie Valens, Sam Cooke, a whole lot of people. But anyway, he was in a slump. So he saw something in me that I didn't see in myself.
Right.
He saw me getting him out of that slump. So what I did, I produced a record for him called Those Oldie But Goodies Remind Me of You, which was a huge record.
Yeah, I know that was you.
Yeah, and so he didn't want to pay me, so I quit and started a band. I started out with 3 guys and myself, and I only added guys that wanted to be a part of the band. They come and play with us in the nightclub, and they keep coming back and keep coming back. I see they were really interested in what we were doing until I had 9 guys. That ended up being the Watts 103rd Street Band. First it was Charles Wright and the Wright Sounds. Then Bill Cosby came along and he heard us and he wanted us to record with him, and then we did, and then he wanted us to perform with him. And then we got involved with him like that, and he got us a contract with Warner Brothers, and that's how we really got started.
Rest is history, huh?
Yeah.
Watts 103rd Street Rhythm Band.
Yeah.
Yeah, do your thing.
Yeah.
Express yourself.
Yeah. Spreading honey.
Bread and honey.
Yeah. Loveland.
Loveland.
Yeah.
So have you heard about Loveland?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you were listening to Old H.H. Hunting with Hunter.
Yep. Hey, music was good then. He played the best black music.
Right,
man.
right.
And he had added a new song every week, seemed like, man. And I really enjoyed his show.
Well, if you're from Los Angeles and you're from back in the day, you would know KGFJ Radio and
That's right.
Old H.H., Hunter Hancock with the Hunter Hancock record hops. I remember those back in the day.
Yeah.
So, Charles, you've got a book.
Yes.
From Where We've Come. Tell us a
From
little
Where
about
We've
it.
Come. Now, this book is about what my parents went through in the South as sharecroppers. We had a cruel old man named Mr. Miles, who was my father's partner in sharecropping for 23 years. And this book explains what it was like. And this is actually some genuine American history that we all need to be privy to, because if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, I could have a question mark behind this according to the way things are going today.
Right. We won't go there. But you know
Mr.
what's
Trump.
up. We know what's up.
Yeah.
So listen, where can we pick that up at?
You can get it at S1 here in LA, or you can go to expressyourself.net.
Okay.
That's my site, my website, and you should go there and you might have a good time there. Expressyourself.net, or you can get it at Amazon.com. Amazon, I get all 5-star reviews.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
And that's one Books over there. Is that still in Leimert Park?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I'm going to get you something else real quick here. Like I said, I had him on my radio show, and he sent me some music. And he gave me this one song, She Don't Believe in Love. And I put that thing on when it was funky as Parliament Funkadelic. Great
I
song.
mean, Parliament Funkadelic as funky as I am.
Yeah, there you go, there you go.
I was before Parliament.
That's right, you were. They must have been listening to you.
They were.
So, let's see, you have a CD there?
Yes, I do. It was a strange cover. It's called Something to Make You Feel Good.
Something to make you feel good.
Yeah, it has a guitar here, has a rose, has a glass of wine, has a saxophone, and a nice fat.
Something to make you feel good. All right? There's something missing there too, but I won't get into that.
But the music is what makes you feel good.
All right, that's from Charles Wright. Well, listen, it's been fun. We got to run from this segment of the show. Can you do some music for us?
I think I could conjure up a song.
You think you can conjure up something?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man right here, living legend, Mr. Charles Wright. Bam.
occasionally wrong.
Occasionally wrong.
Trusted you with my heart, you went out to play. While you let your greed outdo your need, I suffered night and day. While strolling through the park one lonely afternoon, didn't expect to see you at all. There you were with my very best friend, having yourself a ball. Well, I gave you love till I could give, girl, what you give me in return. But an immature heart, girl, what you trying to prove? That you still got a lot to learn. Every time I told you something was wrong, you claimed it was all my fault. Didn't even want to talk about it, baby, till you got caught. Oh, unseen dirt still hurt. Oh, no, baby, unseen dirt still hurt. Yes, it does. Made a vow you always love me till death do us part. Soon turn my back. Girl, you went and broke my heart. Did you think just because I wasn't looking, that made everything okay? Didn't you know there was a price to pay for every little game you play? Unseen dirt still hurt. Lord have mercy. Unseen dirt still hurt. Yes, it does now, don't you know? I know the grass looks like it's greener on the other side.